Hi guys, welcome to week 4. As you guys can probably tell, I have a bit of a cold, so I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as possible. We know this week what is due. Homework 4 is due. We know we're gonna have to do chapters 7, 8, 9, and 10 this week, right? So that's 4 chapters, so everyone has to get reading. We also have quiz 2 that's due this week and our discussion. So, yay, week 4. I decided out all the chapters, we'd kind of go over chapter 9 because I got some questions on how to do depreciation. So let's get to it. So for this example, we have Silvertree. They purchased a building for 1.5 million. They depreciate it on a straight line basis for 30 years. The estimated residual value is 250,000. So basically they're saying after the 30-year period, regardless of what happened, this building will still have a residual value of up to 250,000. So we can't depreciate it down to zero. It goes to 250,000. It's never going to go below 250,000. And then it says after using the building for 10 years, Silvertree realized that wear and tear in the building would wear it out before 30 years and that the estimated residual value should be 220,000. So we're going to change kind of the scope of things, saying that it's going to depreciate faster than the 30 years, and also we figured out it's going to have a new residual value of 220,000. Starting with the 11th year, Silvertree began depreciating the building over a revised total life of 20 years using the new residual value. So first we're going to journalize the depreciation expense on the building for years 10 and 11. So you see how we depreciate. What's that formula? It's cost minus the residual value. The residual value is what it'll be worth at the end. Sometimes, a lot of things at the end it's worth nothing. But some things, even at the end of the useful life, it still has some value, like this building. So we take the 1.5 million minus the 250,000, then divided by 30 years. That means we have 41,667 of depreciation for the entire year. This is kind of getting off track, but suppose we were only like 5 months into the year. So we know it's 41,667 for a year, but if it was 5 months, you would take that 41,667, divide by 12, and then multiply by 5 for 5 months. Just a hint to help you guys a little bit there on homework. So we know the accumulated depreciation after 10 years is the 41,667 that we know per year times 10 to get 416,667. So year 10 depreciation is just that year's worth of depreciation, which is the 41,667. This is now we're having that revised information, right? So now we have to take what is the book value today. The book value today is the 1.5 million what we purchased it. We've had accumulated depreciation. Remember, it was 41,667 per year. If you multiply that by 10, it's a 416,667. That's 10 years of depreciation. So the book value of this building today after 10 years is 1,083,333. Now we have to take the book value today minus what we think the new residual value is going to be, because we're not going to depreciate the value down to zero. So you take the 1,083,333 minus the 220,000 divided by 10, because remember, now we revised that from 30 years down to 20 years, and we're already starting year 11. So now the new depreciation per year is going to be the 863,333 divided by 10. So now it's going to be 86,333 per year. So you see, that's the new year 11 depreciation. Now this demonstration is going to be for like if you are extracting minerals. So this says Mountain View Mining paid $500,000 for the right to extract mineral assets from a 600-ton deposit. In addition to the purchase price, so we know the purchase price is $500,000. Mountain View also paid filing fees of $600, a $1,200 license fee, and a $70,000 for geological survey. All of those things are going to be incorporated in the price of the asset. Just like before when we did inventory, like the freight cost, all that things got put into the cost of the inventory. All of this is going to be put in the cost of this asset. So we're going to make general entries to record the purchase of the minerals, the payment of the fees and other costs, and depletion. You see, we call this now when it's mineral, okay, you're going to extract and deplete the minerals from the earth. So that's why instead of calling it depreciation, but it's the same concept here, we're going to call it depletion. So we know like the total cost of the minerals, as I said, the purchase price $500,000, the filing fee, the license fee, the geological, all of this is going to be a part of the cost of the asset, which is $571,800. So the purchase of the minerals, we're going to debit the minerals, that asset for $500,000, and we're going to credit cash for $500,000. We're going to debit, so see the minerals balance is going to be the $571,800. We did the $500,000 on this slide, and then the $71,800 for all those costs that were listed: filing fee, license fee, geological fee, and then we paid cash for it for $71,800. So how do we do this? It's kind of very similar to how we did depreciation before. It's going to be the cost minus the residual value, but now we're going to divide, instead of number of years, we're going to divide by the estimated total units. So we know the cost, the $571,000, we've kind of gone that. With residual value, we're going to take everything out. So it's going to have no value at the end. And remember, we had bought 600,000 tons. So it ends up being approximately 95 cents per ton. How much did we extract for the first year? Well, we actually extracted 75,000 units for the year. So we're going to do 75,000 tons times the 0.953. So we have depletion of 71,475. And we do it almost like depreciation and accumulated depreciation. So it's the 71,475 debit and the accumulated depletion of 71,475. Very similar. So we have now another problem. We have a Great Electric Industries Corp. They manufacture air conditioners. Assume that we paid $500,000 for a patent. Hopefully everyone knows what a patent is. So it gives them legal protection for 20 years. The patent is expected to provide a competitive advantage for only 10 years. So the requirements are assuming the straight line method of amortization, make journal entries to record the purchase of the patent, the amortization for the first full year. And then 2, after using the patent for 5 years, Great Electric learns at an industry trade show that another company is designing a more efficient AC induction motors. On the basis of this new information, Great Electric decides, starting with year 6, to amortize the remaining costs of the patent over 3 remaining years, giving the patent a total useful life of 8 years. Record the amortization for year 6. So actually, the patent will be very similar to how we do regular depreciation. So same thing, we have a cost 500,000. The residual value is 0. We at first think the useful life is 10 years. Where did we get that useful life for? Remember that sentence up top where it says the patent is expected to provide a competitive advantage for only 10 years. So 500,000 minus 0 divided by 10, we have depreciation of 50,000 a year. So first debit, we purchased it, patent 500,000, cash 500,000. The amortization expense, similar to depreciation expense, we already know it'd be 50,000 per year, and that's the journal entry for it. This is now when we've revised it. So 5 years have passed. So 5 years worth of depreciation would be 50,000 times 5, 250,000. So cost minus the accumulated depreciation. Now this is the new book value, the book value at this time after 5 years, which is 250,000. We're going to come up with a new depreciation, or sorry, amortization. So you take 250,000, the residual value is still 0, divided by 3, and we get now the 83,333. And you can see this is the new depreciation. Thank you guys. Sorry that my voice sounds so horrible. Hopefully this helps.